So what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first instalment of a mini series I'm calling ROAD to REMAP, where you guys join me on the journey of just that, where we go and get the supporting mods and then we go up to K-TEC and finally get the Megane on the dyno and get it mapped. So starting things off with the first part today is the K-TEC air filter, closed box and the upgrade intake pipe. So let's go back to the footage of me unboxing and putting this together. Right, so you're going to have to excuse the fact that we're recording in the kitchen because there's no good lighting in my entire house apparently. So I've had the box open, I've had a little look of everything, but I thought I'd do a little unboxing with you guys because you guys like to see that kind of thing. So it come packaged better than this, but the contents of this package from K-TEC, obviously the cone, the foam cone, rubber O-ring, which I believe sits in this piece here, obviously the housing for the unit, and then this doesn't come included with it, but this is the upgraded intake, the upgraded intake pipe, and some hardware. Ice for the math. So yeah, gets rid of the OEM one. It's a bit more restrictive and stuff, so obviously this is a lot better flowing. And then the actual intake pipe itself, which will go on there and then into the system, and then that's that bit of hardware there for the Mac to go in there. So obviously that will come with the standard system. What else? We've got some instructions to help me along my way, and then we got the mount on the, which I assume goes on the side. Yeah, so that'll go on the side there, and I imagine that will go into the standard spot. So that's all the contents of this box, other than some hardware. There's a hardware pin that goes underneath in there, so going underneath in there. So I imagine that will sit into the little elbow that's actually on the car. I'm going to put it together, and let's see how easy this is. Right, I'm going to start with laying this on there. I'm not going to do this up obviously fully tight because stuff is going to need to be moved around, I assume. For the actual when we get to the car, so I'm not going to finalise anything. It's just going to be enough. Just going to be enough to knit things up. That's that bit done. Let's get the old rubber in there. I assume this is just to stop obviously movement, so it's easier to place. And it will hold it sturdy a little bit, I guess, because obviously when the engine's under load, the fit will move backwards and forwards. That, then obviously gives it a little bit of room to and fro. So that goes in here. There we go. That goes in there like so. I can't do the math yet, so there's no point doing that. Let's get this guy on the side with these two Allens and washers. Like I say, this is all just going to be majority hand tight, so when it comes to actually being on the car, I can move stuff around. Right, that's them, and then whack this guy on the bottom. Again, this has got some leeway left and right, so it means that I don't have to do it tight at the moment. So I've just got that guy on the bottom, and then this guy on the side. Where's the roof? This bit I definitely forgot. So this bit is going to sit on here, like so, on the top. But I'll probably only put a couple of them in for now, just to mock it up to show you guys on the camera. then we'll go from, pardon me, then we'll go from there. Then obviously the intake pipe goes on this side, like so, and then this is the, it looks something like that when it's finally done on the car. Gonna get the other bits of hardware in just now. You don't need to see that, it's just 6 bits of these in the side there. But yeah, back to the video.
The next day.
So before we jump into today's video, obviously like and subscribe as you normally do. Hit the bell notification to find your way back and don't miss any future uploads. Also, massive shout out to K-TEC again for supplying this. Really quick turnaround, obviously got here a couple of days ago, so I've pieced it all together as the footage you've already seen. Really nice, well-made piece, and obviously where it's kind of like mostly a closed box around the sides, the bottom and the top, it's going to hopefully stop a lot of heat soak. You will still get some heat soak on an open cone filter, you always do, but obviously the way this faces the car, this will use the standard cold feed from the front and the one underneath as well, so there will be some cold air going to it as long as the car's moving forward. Obviously with the front being open as well means that the air can get in the front as much as it needs to, and obviously we're going to need something like this if we're going to be turning it up. Right, so over at the car now, like I mentioned a second ago, this will be being reused and it will sit around here on the actual piece of the actual air filter. This will be being replaced by that pipe down there, so it'll be less restrictive, and then this whole box will be coming out. The instructions are clear and they're written out clearly for anyone to follow, even me. So we'll start taking some bits off and see where we get to. Obviously we need to reuse the MAF on here, which comes with different hardware, and it will be relocated inside the box, actually on the intake pipe for the new cone air filter. Right, sit there. Like this. So it's looking like the reason the battery tray is being removed is to actually fit the box in that hole, because it's going to be a squeeze with the battery in the way. So that's that off. Won't be needing that. So obviously the 2 terminals, and then there's a 13mm down on the battery tray holding the battery in, so it doesn't go skeeting about when you are driving very sensibly. There she is. One B82 res. So it's a really humid day to do this, I'm sweating out. So in here, it's 3 13mm holding the battery tray in. This is obviously why things are so restrictive here, can't move this thing back or forward at all. So I'm gonna undo these, lift the battery tray up. I think I'm gonna remove the ECU from the front here and just tuck it out of the way. And yeah, let's see how we get on. I'm a mechanic, all right? You know what I mean with that guy? Looks like a mannequin. So much Renault. That's got to come off. These bloody things are bolted to everything. Stop. So this is free. Now, I'm assuming, yeah, I've got to remove the ECU. Right, that's that out of the way. This is where it comes out. Oh, not another clip. Help. Whoever designed these clips, your mum's a hoe. Very annoying. That is everything, all 97 things off of the battery tray. I ain't got to take this off as well, don't you? I was going to say, don't wind me up. Is this correct? Come on. Something is in there.
Is it that on the left? Oh.
Hey. Done it then. I'm sweating. So here's the battery tray. That only took what, 17 hours? Nah, I made a meal out of it, to be fair. There's just a lot of stuff, not much room to move. Now, apparently you've got to remove that. That's the cold feed, so that's the second cold feed, which will go back on when the box is in. And I've just got to move this forward slightly so I can get to the second MAF. Got to be careful with these sort of sensors, you don't want to break. Oh god, it's a long boy. Simply does it. Oh wow, there she is. Is that another one of them clips on there? Are you mad? Oh. Go away! Oh.
Oh. Easy peasy.
Right, and then that comes up there. Is that another one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm selling this. I'm going to actually take the MAF out of there because I don't want this getting broken or damaged. Or the last thing you want is that going wrong, and then your car will just run like a bag of anise. There he is! Hold on a second, something is... Oh, it's that. Pay someone to do this, just saying. If anyone wants an ITG panel for a Meg Mark IV, let me know. I've got an ITG panel in there, hit me up. Here's this with nothing in. So I'm just going to take the lid off real quick off camera, so I can work in there with a MAF to make sure that I've not missed anything out. So I'm going to quickly just whack this intake pipe on because it will be easier to do now without the box in the way. And then obviously we can just squeeze it on over the side and we can move it around. But that will go on in the standard position, just working out what way it will go. So go on there, that little young man, like that. Like so. I'll leave it loose so, that Jubilee's not loose enough. I'll leave it loose so I can move things around, just for ease of installation obviously. Nice and loose. Whack that on the old, right on there, the old boy. Like so, and then that will go mock up somewhere there when the box is in. So yeah, let's get the actual box itself in. Actually, we'll put the MAF on first. Like so, and then the hardware to go in with it. There we go. So back in the box and then in the car, I think. There we are. Boom. So that is the MAF sensor on. And we'll reroute that in a mo. I'll probably tuck that up in here. Or I might even pull it down and cable tie it down out here. So now I've got this knuckle on the bottom. We're in. So the knuckle is in place, down in where it should be. It's now low enough. I've just got to tuck that in, do out that Jubilee. Then I've got these slightly loose so I can move them around to make sure that they're in the right place where they need to be on that grommet. Cold feed battery tray back in. Cold feed back. Well, cold feed back in first. Battery tray. Do everything back up, then drive it. That's on there, that. So the battery tray is in. Filter is in, it's just touching the box here slightly, the battery tray, so I'm going to undo that Jubilee and just lift her up a tad just so she's not rubbing against there because it will go through. Just going to whack these 13s in for now, get the battery tray where it's supposed to be, yeah, and then start piecing stuff back together, ready for ascendage. So putting things back together, I noticed that, come here, this little guy will be bouncing around all over the shop. Not really sure what that's for, something to do with the gearbox or something by the looks of it, but there is this that comes off the airbox. So pull that off the airbox and then that will go on this fitment here that K-TEC have supplied on their unit. And then this guy will go back in. Some luck. Look at that. See, they've thought of everything. Right, so all the hardware's back in, all the 10 mils are back in, everything's back as it should be in the battery tray. Solid, all of this is solid. Just like I say, going to move this up real quick. All of this is tightened up, and then battery's going to go straight back in. Fix the battery down, cold feed back on the top, and we are ready to make some whooshy noises. Right, so everything is tight and as it should be, and where it should be. Final piece to the puzzle is the annoying cold feed, however this goes on. Something like that. Just get that around there. Tucks in around there. Like I say, this uses both cold feed parts. There it is. Whooshy boy number 1 is on. Everything's gone back as it should, so let's start the car and get a few pre-send whooshes. Right, so first start, let's have a little listen, we'll give it a couple of revs once it's warmed up a bit. making much noise out here now because I don't think the engine's under enough load. So I'm going to go and take it for a rip and do some little flybys and see if we can catch a little bit more whoosh in action. Obviously, before everyone starts kicking off, you're like, yeah, you're going to make no power and stuff. I'm not aiming to make power from this. To be fair, I only wanted it being a little bit more noisy, a little bit more induction, because these cars are really quiet from the front. Also, it's obviously, like I say, it's the road to remap. So along with this part, pardon me, and another couple parts incoming, thanks to K-TEC's help, obviously, we're going to be getting, finally, we'll get onto the dyno and get mapped. Yeah, it's got a little chatter there. To be fair, I'm really glad it's not like the Clio one was. That was so loud, and like to the point where it's a bit awkward. Do you know what I mean? A bit like 1 litre EcoBoost, great big K&N filter on it, that kind of awkward. But yeah, so hopefully you can hear it from the flybys. Can you hear it alright?
Yeah, it sounds great.
So you can hear it from the flybys. Apparently, we'll soon see when I plug it into the computer. And then yeah, so pretty happy with this as currently as it stands. We'll go and do a couple of more flybys and then we'll probably end the video there. So, thanks for watching as per usual. Like and subscribe as you always do. Hit the bell notification to find your way back. And yeah, keep on tabs because this is one of 4 videos, like I say, the road to remap. So, we will eventually get on the dyno at K-TEC and see what numbers she makes with a couple of supporting mods. So, like I say, this wasn't done to make power today. This is done for the long run. And obviously when all these things are paired together, they don't need to be on it for when it's to map the car, but there's something I wanted to get done. I wanted to get a couple of supporting mods, so I want to do go to K-TEC, and we do get it on the dyno and get it mapped. I'll get the most out of the journey. So, catch you in the next one. Peace.